I warn you, what I'm about to say is what should be happening, but unfortunately, this is nothing but a fantasy in modern society. I found a beautiful comment that moved me a lot, honestly. This might make you burst into tears. A real relationship with a real woman would be a partnership. I was married for 25 years, with the same woman for 32 total, till she passed from cancer, and we were partners in every way. Now you can hardly find a woman who is willing to build a life together, so it's pointless to go out with them. This makes it evident that society, especially in the Western world, must undergo a huge mindset change to go back to cherishing beauty instead of degeneracy, toxicity, and privilege without responsibility. Another quote from Laura Schlesinger says, "Women marry and get exactly what they thought they wanted. Then when they decide what they thought they wanted isn't making them happy, they blame their husbands." These two wise remarks should at least be a sign that most modern women are not wife material. Both genders were brainwashed by Disney movies, which are part of the Matrix too, and embraced ideas untrue to human nature. These days, women have easy access to lots of validation with social media, and the political and judicial systems treat them like snowflakes, but at the same time promote that they are powerful individuals. Men are sick and tired of being considered disposable, and many are going their own way. Today, I'm going to show you what you should do to free yourself from slave programming. But before we go deeper, let me share the comment of the day. Monkey Luffy said, "Man gets cheated on, goes gym, becomes rich. Woman gets cheated on, sleeps with 100 guys." I couldn't agree more. No matter your circumstances, you should always focus on improving yourself. A breakup or infidelity might be a great opportunity to take stock and go for your goals. Please, Monkey Luffy, don't forget to reach out to us by email to claim your $5. As usual, guys, I will pick one comment from each video. It may be the funniest, the most light, or one that touched me, so don't forget to leave a comment, and you may be our next winner. Now, back to the video. Women might be more emotional creatures than men, but that doesn't necessarily mean they have empathy for the common struggles men go through. Higher suicide rates, depression, loneliness, unemployment, shorter life expectancy, etc. I wish there was fairness and both genders' difficulties were addressed, but that's not the case. The mainstream media talks day and night about women being assaulted, whereas male suicide and deaths are barely mentioned. In today's Western society, it's normal if a woman works a job, earns her own money, and lives all alone. Feminism tried very hard to instill the idea that women could play the role of men and vice versa. As a consequence, some men are plugged-in betas and some women are combative even outside of the office. This is interesting, listen up. Although women are more financially independent and have the state leaning toward their side, they cannot suppress their true nature. Long story short, no matter how much money they make or how many expensive accessories they get, when they're in their 30s or 40s with no man and no children, they get into a huge depression. As a result, if you are in your 20s and an older woman hitting the wall desires you so badly, be careful. She might give you much pleasure and show interest after a few dates, but oftentimes you will feel her neediness. If you are currently involved in this sort of relationship, I suggest you don't accept her as a wife. Just consider her trauma and the problems she may cause you. She wants a man to hold and want her because after years of thinking the independent woman narrative was truthful, she has to face reality as it is. No matter how much money she makes, she might end up having box wine subscriptions and a dependency on antidepressants. Let me tell you a short story to illustrate this even more. When I was dating a 35-year-old woman, I was amazed by how much she desired me. The sex was great, and I even considered marrying her since she was smart, beautiful, and had always interesting topics to talk about. Yes, to be honest, I was living in a world of sunshine and rainbows. Like any couple, we had a few arguments, but we managed to sort things out easily. When she realized some of my weaknesses, and I lost a bit of my strength and value in her eyes, she started talking to me about her past experiences with men. I tried to be comprehensible, but she kept bringing lots of her insecurities to the table. At some point, I said goodbye politely just to keep myself out of that vicious cycle of negativity. On the other side of the spectrum, there are young chicks in their 20s living their best lives. In other words, sleeping around, having multiple partners, drinking, and partying. I dated some of them, and they used to say that they wanted a man who understands them, is charismatic, and all that good stuff. They would say they loved nice guys, but they ended up going back to bad boys and even richer men, so, like many men, I got utterly frustrated. However, now some of these women are in their 30s and come back to me out of the blue after many years. They see I am successful and want to join the party. Can you guess what I will say? Thank you, but no thank you, and that's true freedom. In both cases, I was living in a state of lust and excitement, to say the least. I left my carnal desires and good-sounding ideas society instilled in me to drive my actions and decisions. As you can see, I had a tough time. Thank God I had no children with any woman. Imagine raising kids with a woman with a scandalous past or trauma. They are free to live how they want, but you are also free to turn women like these away. In fact, given the current state of the Western world, men going their own way is the most successful philosophy among men. Everyone in the community is having a brotherhood, and lots of fellow men are willing to improve themselves without the need of pleasing women. Yes, your mommy was wrong when she gave you advice on how to treat girls, but that's another story. Now you're about to know what to do to beat the slave mindset once and for all. Let me warn you, you cannot change modern women, but you can change yourself. And these tried and tested habits are making men happier than ever. Habit number 1. Let's face it, women are the way they are, and unless society changes drastically, we cannot do much. But here's the catch. You can control yourself. Chances are you might want to sleep around and spread your seed. As men, we have a polygamous nature. Back in the day, having multiple wives was normal. However, keep in mind that letting emotions rule you is the worst policy you could implement. A one-night stand with a chick might make you liable to pay for a kid's alimony for a long time, and who knows if your partner goes to the police to say she suffered from domestic violence. What do I mean by all this? Simply control your lust. A few days ago, I heard one wise guy saying, when you stop living in lust, you suddenly realize how ordinary and boring women truly are. All they give you is a headache and no peace. I can only applaud this guy. Going celibate might be hard, but it pays massive dividends, trust me on this one. When you go monk mode, suddenly you even despise modern women and don't accept any bullshit. And that takes me to the next point. Habit number 2. Set boundaries. You don't know how many men let women take advantage of them. Simping is a huge sin you should avoid at all costs. And let's face it, don't be a sugar daddy either. Hypergamy is strong and will always be there, so it's not okay to just complain about it. If a girl wants you for your resources, but she brings to the table nothing but sex, you kick her to the curb. But please still be polite. You know she might get offended, so be at least tactful and don't hurt her feelings. You know she is not used to getting rejected. Habit number 3. The third one is my favorite and will allow you to implement the 2 previous ones. I'm talking about escaping the dating marketplace for a while. At least a few months will clear your mind and help you define your standards. Singlehood does not mean solitude, since you can have lots of male friends to do business with, hang out with, travel, and much more. Be selective always. If you crave a relationship, the Western world is not a good option. Even religious women are not what you think. Instead, the best option for you would be to move to a country where masculinity is a thing and women are feminine. Latin America, Eastern Europe, the Arab world, etc. At least there you will be more likely to find women who respect you and want to build a family. Either way, choose what suits you best. Understand this habit and wait for freedom to come into your life sooner than you expect. That's it for today's video. Women are treated as snowflakes and men as disposable objects. That's sad, but as men, we should do our best to unplug from the matrix and, most importantly, become free. I hope this video helps you with your unplugging too. Now it's your turn. What do you think? Have you ever considered the current state of the dating scene? What do you do to evolve daily? Are you going your own way too? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Remember that if you leave the best comment, you will get $5. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this video useful, hit the like and subscribe buttons, comment, and share it. See you in the next video. Till next time.